Hello, and welcome to the first part of a 5-part series where we introduce the 4 agreements in the book with the same name by Don Miguel Ruiz. In the following parts, we will delve deeper into each of the agreements and show how they can be applied practically to navigate life in the modern world more smoothly. The foundational idea behind the book is that from birth to death, our minds are programmed by the world, society, culture, our parents, peers, and personal experiences, and that this programming overshadows our true identities as parts of an infinite consciousness, that is God. We need lots of conscious reflection to recognize just how much of what is not really ours that we've made our own, and we need to pay attention to how this programming is played out in our words and actions if we want to see how much of this baggage is not serving us, how much is dysfunctional, and how much is even downright insane. Thus, life, to a large extent, is shaped by what we agree to, and many of us make all kinds of agreements unconsciously through how we interact with the world and what attitudes we take towards the world and the people in it. It's to this state that the 4 agreements are an antidote. These 4 principles are as profound as they are easy to understand, and they will help us adopt a more conscious approach to what we agree to so that we can make real choices instead of letting life happen to us. You just need to see what happens when you apply them instead of handling things the way you've always done to see their effectiveness, as these agreements form a framework for navigating life's complexities, helping us better understand ourselves and those around us. It is always good to know a little bit about where teachings and ideas come from. Ruiz's thinking is based in the Toltec tradition. The Toltec tradition is an ancient spiritual and philosophical system that originated in Mesoamerica, particularly among the people of central Mexico. The word Toltec means artist or artisan of the spirit, reflecting the belief that life itself is a work of art. Rooted in the pursuit of knowledge, personal freedom, and spiritual enlightenment, the Toltec tradition emphasizes mastery over the self and the mind. By understanding and breaking free from societal conditioning and limiting beliefs, practitioners aim to live authentically in harmony with the universe. This timeless wisdom continues to inspire modern seekers on their journey toward self-awareness and transformation. The agreements themselves are simple, yet they have the potential to produce transformative results. They address the patterns of behavior that often lead to unnecessary suffering, replacing them with practices that encourage personal responsibility, mindfulness, and integrity. Think of, for example, how often people engage in negative talk, either about others or negative self-talk. For what purpose? When we ask this simple question with regards to a host of behaviors, we realize just how much of it has no benefit whatsoever and is not even an addiction, which means that it can be dropped in an instant once it is recognized as useless. And the more we observe while cultivating a real relationship with ourselves, the more we will find. Let's now look a bit closer at the agreement's shared purpose, breaking free from the conditioned patterns of thought and behavior that restrict our potential for happiness. Whether these patterns stem from childhood, cultural norms, or past experiences, the agreements offer a way to transcend them. They are practical tools designed to dismantle destructive habits and limiting beliefs and replace them with behaviors that align with personal integrity and clarity of purpose. This goes back to what we discussed before. What we want to do is move away from aimless drifting into a conscious, purposeful mindset and a conscious approach to our inner lives. Each of the agreements plays a role in this process, supporting one another and working together to foster a more balanced and fulfilling life. The first agreement has already been touched upon. It is to be impeccable with your word. This principle emphasizes the importance of speaking with integrity and choosing words that reflect your true intentions. Words are powerful. They can shape your reality and affect the lives of others in profound ways. When you commit to being impeccable with your word, you're making a pledge to use language in a way that is free from deceit, manipulation, or harm. This agreement encourages honesty not only with others, but also with yourself. It involves speaking truthfully and using words in ways that promote positivity rather than negativity. It also involves being mindful of our self-talk. We need to pay attention to how we speak to ourselves and aim to treat ourselves with the same respect and dignity that we believe others deserve. As simple as this agreement is on the surface, most of us will soon come face to face with just how much we hide from ourselves when we begin to apply it. We will find everything from little white lies, slight exaggerations, and conformity to the popular opinion, to downright lying, manipulation, and deception. The latter is, of course, more easily recognized and more damaging, but if we want to have a relationship with reality that is free from distortions, we cannot ignore the little things. The second agreement is to not take anything personally. This is perhaps one of the most liberating concepts Ruiz offers. When you refrain from taking things personally, you recognize that people's actions and words are a reflection of their own reality, not yours. This agreement encourages emotional resilience, allowing you to let go of the need for approval or validation from others. When you stop interpreting words or actions as personal attacks, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. This practice cultivates emotional detachment, helping you maintain inner peace regardless of external circumstances. The third agreement is to not make assumptions. Making assumptions is a habit that leads to misunderstandings, confusion, and unnecessary conflict. We often assume that others think or feel the same way we do, and when our assumptions are proven wrong, disappointment or resentment can follow. We also often assume that we know what other people think, feel, or intend, when in reality we are only guessing, and our assumptions are often unkind, suspicious, and assuming the worst. By committing to this agreement, you make an effort to communicate clearly and ask questions when something is unclear, rather than filling in the blanks with assumptions. The agreement encourages openness, transparency, and curiosity in all of your relationships, reducing the potential for miscommunication and the pain that follows. The fourth and final agreement is to always do your best. This principle emphasizes the importance of effort, not as a way to achieve perfection, but as a way to live authentically. Doing your best means showing up for life in a way that aligns with your current abilities, recognizing that your best will vary from day to day, depending on various factors. This agreement encourages compassion for yourself while promoting growth and self-improvement. When you commit to doing your best in any given situation, you free yourself from self-judgment and regret. This practice fosters a sense of fulfillment, regardless of the outcome. Taken together, these four agreements serve as a roadmap for personal liberation. They are interconnected, each one reinforcing the others. For example, being impeccable with your word naturally supports the agreement not to make assumptions, as clear and honest communication prevents misunderstandings. Similarly, when you avoid taking things personally, it becomes easier to be impeccable with your word because you are less likely to react defensively or with hostility. The beauty of the four agreements lies in their simplicity. They do not require you to follow a complex system or adhere to rigid rules. Instead, they ask you to reflect on your everyday choices and interactions, encouraging mindfulness and self-awareness. Over time, as these agreements become second nature, they transform not just the way you perceive the world, but also how you engage with it. By embracing these agreements, you are committing to a process of ongoing growth and self-improvement. They provide a clear structure for breaking free from habits that cause unnecessary suffering while offering a pathway toward greater peace, harmony, and authenticity. With consistent practice, you can cultivate an inner freedom that allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Ultimately, the four agreements invite you to live in a way that is aligned with your true nature, free from the distortions of fear, doubt, and insecurity. They remind you that happiness and fulfillment are not dependent on external conditions, but rather on the choices you make in each moment. In summary, the 4 agreements serve as practical tools for achieving greater personal freedom. They challenge you to examine how your thoughts, words, and actions shape your experience of life. Each agreement offers a simple yet profound shift in perspective, encouraging you to live with greater integrity, clarity, and peace. By committing to these principles, you can break free from limiting beliefs and cultivate a life that is true to your highest potential. These agreements provide a way to navigate the complexities of life with more ease, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, living with purpose, joy, and authenticity. Finally, it's worth pointing out that following these agreements is our natural state, once we're free from our programming and the tyranny of the ego. When you recognize yourself as part of a greater whole, expressing itself through us, you will no longer need any guidelines for how to interact with the world and other people. You will simply know what is functional and dysfunctional because you will know what is in alignment with your true nature. You will be in the world, but not of it. We finally wish to remind you that this video is not meant to be exhaustive, but merely to offer a useful introduction to these teachings. We will delve deeper into each agreement in future videos. You've now reached the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for your time.